Hey guys, here we are back at CC Cycle 3, Week 11. And starting with math, we are skip counting today our cubes. So for class, we had the cubes all printed out. I got this on CC Connected. I don't remember the name offhand, but I can link that below if you're interested. But we took a cube that I brought from home. Just any kind of block would do at home if you want to practice this way at home. Get a cube, and we skip counted it, and it sounds like this. 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343, 512, 729, 1000, 1331, 1728, 2197, 2744, 3375. And that is our cubes skip counted. And for English, we are moving to the verbs to set. And so got this idea from another YouTuber as well. And basically we are setting the table. So we took turns going around our classroom table, and everybody had a chance to set the table as we said the different verb tenses. So we would say to set, and then we'd put this down, and then the napkin, sets, sets, set, setting, set, as we put each thing down at the table. And we just took turns going around the table like that. So you can use any paper plates you have at home, even glass plates if you wanted to, and set the table. Together it sounds like to set, set, sets, set, setting, set. And that is our English. For history, tell me about the Civil War. In 1861, the Civil War began when President Abraham Lincoln went to war with the southern states that had seceded from the Union. And so the hand motions look like this. In 1861, the Civil War, we take this back like we're shooting a gun because they were fighting, and that's kind of sad, but the Civil War began when President, do the sign for President, ASL sign for President, when President Abraham, ASLA, Lincoln, ASLL, went to war with the southern states. And then the song, that part goes pretty fast, so you can just keep doing this through the southern states that had seceded. That means to break away from, and we're repeating some of the same hand motions that we've done in previous weeks for these same words. So to war with the southern states that had seceded from the Union. And this is the same sign that we did for that motion in our last history song as well. So in 1861, the Civil War began when President Abraham Lincoln went to war with the southern states that had seceded from the Union. And that is our hand motions for history. For Latin, we have the nouns and pronoun rules. So we started with the Latin verb rules, which Latin verbs have different endings called conjugations. Then we moved to the Latin article rules, which is Latin has no translation for articles a, and, or the. And this week we finish off our Latin rules with Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. And for that, we're going to sing it to the same tune, wrapping up our song. But we have a little friend. This is our friend, a little ant, whose name is nouns and pronouns. And he ends with something different, declensions. And so in class, we took turns singing the tune, holding our nouns and pronouns, caterpillar, ant, creature, and going through his ending of declensions. And so the last part of the tune sounds like this. Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. And this is the ending to our little noun and pronoun creature. And that is it. So all together, it's Latin verbs have different endings called conjugations. Latin has no translation for articles a and the. Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. If you wanted to include it in there, how we are learning this in the passage that we're translating, you could also add that in there. It would sound like Latin verbs have different endings called conjugations. Latin has no translation for articles a and the. These rules are observable in the passage we translated. Latin nouns and pronouns have different endings called declensions. And that is our English, or Latin, sorry, that's our Latin. For timeline, we have Norman conquest and feudalism in Europe. So for conquest, Norman conquest, we're just pushing that arm down, and feudalism in Europe. You can leave this sign out if it's easier, but Norman conquest and feudalism in Europe. Then we have the Crusades. Those are the holy wars, so we take our cross and push it forward. Then we have Zimbabwe. You take your hands like you're making a B, but you turn them inside to face yourself. Zimbabwe means a wall of stone. So we're going to make a wall with our hands around us. So Zimbabwe and early Mali, take 3 fingers over your thumb to make an ASL M. Early Mali in Africa. And we do the sign for gold for that part too, because Mali dominated the gold trade during that time. So Zimbabwe and early Mali in Africa. Okay. Then we have Aztecs of Mesoamerica, who were known for the pyramids. We have Francis of Assisi and Thomas Aquinas. So this is an ASL-F and then an ASL-T. Just take your middle finger and stick it right in between the first 2 fingers for T. So Francis of Assisi and Thomas Aquinas. Then we have Japan shoguns. You're going to take a sword out of your side belt and take it out. So Japan shoguns. Then you have Incas of South America. And for that, we're going to do our mountains, our pyramids, but we're mountains, Incas. And then we're going to climb that mountain, Incas of South America. And that is our timeline motions. For geography, we have the Northern Appalachian Mountains. And for that, we'll point them out here. We have the White Mountains, the Green Mountains, the Adirondack Mountains, and the Allegheny Mountains. Okay, and for class, we sang it to the tune of She's Coming Around the Mountains. So we have we're coming around the Northern Appalachian Mountains, going round the Northern Appalachian Mountains, White Mountains, Green Mountains, Adirondack, Allegheny Mountains, coming around the Northern Appalachian Mountains. Okay, so one more time, that is, we're going round the Northern Appalachian Mountains, going round the Northern Appalachian Mountains, White Mountains, Green Mountains, Adirondack and Allegheny Mountains, going around those Northern Appalachian Mountains. And that is geography. And last but not least, for science, we have what is the endocrine system? So I made a little sign because the endocrine system consists of glands and organs that use hormones to send messages through the bloodstream to the rest of your body. So this is our endocrine system, and I have all these different versions of messages that it's sending to our body as the function of the endocrine system. So We sang this to our same tune, matching with the Missy Wilson video for all of science weeks 1 through 12. And it sounds like this. What is the endocrine system? And then it skips over to glands and organs that use hormones to send messages through the bloodstream to the rest of your body. And that is our endocrine system. So it sends messages like, whoa, there's an emergency, and it releases hormones to prepare our body for that emergency. Oh, we need to grow. We need to balance our growth. We need to manage our sugar levels and insulin. Those are all the different types of messages that we benefit from because of our endocrine system. And that is all of week 11. I hope that everyone who is not feeling well is healed and feeling better, and that everyone is rejuvenated for our last week of this quarter, which is week 12 next week. And until then, have a great week. Bye.